Man, I just got a alert.
Grace, is there like
Sound.
a man?
Mm-hmm.
If
You
only there
got
was
it.
some way to like remind me of what had occurred last week.
Yeah,
Take a shot.
it's ooh. Oh shit. Take a shot.
With the ice. With the ice. With the.
For Jimmy, for Jimmy B himself,
For Jimmy B. For our boy.
for our
For
boy.
James Buffett, the man.
The myth. The legend. So. Let's just,
Could we?
Crap.
let's, like,
How?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just jump into it.
Yeah.
So, last we left off, the Soul Seekers gathered in the common room of the Crescent's Cradle to formulate a plan. The Metaxi Council had shared that Koigrim's missing tribe was likely hidden somewhere in the wild magic storms to the north. The group discussed how best to get there. They could travel to Nero with May's teleportation and join Alistair Shaw's expedition to the storms. The group worried that perhaps their reputation would be tainted in Nero, however, as their very public battle with longtime enemy Fallon, who had successfully disguised herself as a high-ranking Fumari ambassador. They also worried about the Shaw family's ties to the Hand, although Alistair himself appeared unaware and unconnected. They debated asking the Moon Queen and her council to send them to Sodra, a city a mere mountain range away from the storms. Demetrius let the Soul Seekers know that although their quest was taking them away from Asteria, he couldn't join them. After reuniting with his family at last, he couldn't leave them again. The group seemed at peace with this, and resolved to not think about the Hand or the Gut for the duration of the Salt Day Festival, which was set to take place the following day. They agreed to just focus on enjoying their time together. They were interrupted, however, by a flurry of sudden activity in the tavern. Various employees rushing around, cleaning and polishing and organizing. The group stopped Nexon, the lead server, and he explained that one of the Metaxi candidates was confirmed to be returning to Asteria soon. It was a big deal, because this candidate was heavily anticipated to ascend to the rank of Metaxi, High Counselor and Sacred Advisor to the Queen. Her name was Menadora, and she was bringing a guest. The guest would be lodged at the Crescent's Cradle. Little else was known, but Rocky spoke with Doric, who explained that he had his doubts about whether or not Menadora would actually ascend. The Moon Queen had an open spot on her council after the disappearance of her daughter, Mirokita, and rumor had it that she was trying to keep the spot open in case she miraculously returned. Additionally, Menadora herself was unbalanced, he said, intense and at times apathetic. However, the rest of the night passed without incident, and the group rejoined in the morning to venture down the mountain city of Asteria to the town of Sonnet in the valley below, a city of spring Eladrin full of wildflowers and a tall monolithic pillar in the city center. The town was bustling with activity, with most visitors headed immediately for the beach, where festival attendees made gifts of sacrifice to the sea, hoping for good fortune. The gifts were piled into boats, which would be pushed out to deep water and set on fire. Demetrius gave his gun, Old Blue, seeing as how he was about to retire from adventuring. Koigrim gave his hair, and promptly left to have his new haircut styled. May gave her adoptive father her grandfather's necklace, which had been with her since his death on the day of Moonfall. Demetrius, at Quinn's urging, also put a little pile of gunpowder into the boat for special effect, and asked the guards to make sure that that boat got pushed out just a little farther than the rest. The group then split off.
We're such idiots.
It's got drugs in it. I just don't want to be near the drugs. Rocky and May went to the outer corners of the town, where Rocky confessed that she couldn't wait any longer to deal with her past. A whole life that she couldn't remember, the key to which was on her finger. A ring that she'd had with her since she awoke a year ago, with no memories. The clues pointed to her being Mirokita, the lost princess of Asteria, but she had to be sure. The two shared a tender moment, not sure what would happen to Rocky once she remembered her life as Mirokita. May used encode memory to share her favorite memories of her time with Rocky so that Rocky wouldn't forget. Rocky told May that she inspired her to be brave. Then, Rocky opened herself to the ring and found herself face to face with Miro Kita. Kita didn't appear to be privy to anything that had happened since her imprisonment in the ring by a mysterious force. She also didn't seem to know what would happen if the two of them were to merge. After Rocky encoded her own favorite memories of May into the ring, Kita and Rocky merged at last. When the body of Rocky finally opened her eyes in May's arms, she was the same but different. She remembered the entirety of her life, May included, much to May's surprise. She gave May her ring, a symbol of Asterian royalty, and the two of them left to find the rest of the group. Meanwhile, Koigrim and Quinn had found themselves at a trial of strength. Quinn gave it a solid effort, as did Koigrim. With some bardic inspiration from Quinn and a nat 20 athletics roll, Koigrim broke the record for the challenge as well as the machine itself, and won a grand prize and more. When the group reconvened, Miro Kita and May explained everything, and Miro Kita asked the group to call her Miro, after having gone through two nicknames, Rocky and Kita, already. She also confirmed that as a Metaxi who'd already been away from her post too long, she couldn't join the group in the wild magic storms. After all, Menadora, she now remembered, was a bitter rival, and she could hardly let her ascend to the role that was rightfully hers. May finally revealed as well that Salt's Day, the summer solstice, was in fact her birthday. The group ended the day with a birthday picnic by the sea, watching the boats full of sacrifices set alight, with one setting off a marvelous explosion. As we begin today's session, everyone that provided a sacrifice in the boats has gained the favor of the sea. Every player who donated an item gains a point of inspiration.
Hey!
Hey! So, the festival is largely over. The boats are still kind of flaming off in the distance. Some people are kind of standing by the shore and watching them. What do you all wish to do?
Well, maybe we should beat the crowd back.
You want to head back early?
It's kind of been a long day, but I mostly don't want to wait for the gondola.
That's fair, I suppose.
Miro kind of pipes up. Yeah, they get to be like hours. It's the whole city going back up, you know? It might be a good idea to scoot.
Okay, I'll go back up, but we gotta keep drinking up there. We gotta bring the party up there.
That's a given.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Has anyone drank the bacon whiskey that was supplied? Or was that the thing? Or was it coffee? No, it was coffee liqueur.
Yeah.
I imagine Demetrius is here too. I imagine Demetrius was like killing it.
Yeah. It's his two favorite things.
It's two favorite things. Okay, well then let's start heading up then, I guess.
Unless there was something you wanted to do here.
I think we kind of hit all the corners.
Well, I hit a thing, like a contraption.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
they weren't. No one was angry that you broke that.
They were grateful. Almost just very grateful for the experience of seeing, I guess, strength.
Sure. Well, that's what it's for, I guess.
It was very confusing to me because my wife is much stronger than me. My fiance, I guess, rather.
Well, I'm sure we'll get the chance to find out.
Are we I'm not trying to change it into business real quick. I'm not
We
trying to
did
change
promise. But yeah.
Um, do we want to decide what we're doing tonight, or do we want to figure that out tomorrow?
I think it would be good to go to Nero. I mean, Nero's, I would like to go there. I want to talk to Iam, and it's, even if we don't do anything with him, it might be good to try and talk to Alistair.
Hmm.
Just a quick stop. And then I know that you want to go to Marobak.
Again, just popping in. Yeah. Let's not figure it out tonight. I feel like we've a lot has happened tonight already, so maybe we just save that for tomorrow, maybe over breakfast or something. We can kind of figure out where we're at. Sorry, I really didn't want to like bring everybody down. Do you guys want to head back and maybe like drink a bottle of wine or something?
Yeah, that will always fix a problem.
Okay.
Drinking always helps.
Can I hug you guys?
Of course.
Rocky leans in and is already hugging you.
– Koigrim just like
Rocky,
big
Romero.
bear hug both of you.
May will like just put like her hand on Quinn's shoulder as everybody else is hugging him.
I just feel like a lot of people have left very quickly, and it's good to have everybody.
Celine
Yes.
kind of like reaches out and just kind of pats your shoulder like this.
Okay, let's head up.
Okay.
So you all kind of beat the crowd, head up the gondola. You return to the Crescent's Cradle in short order. Just checking my notes real quick. So, as you kind of enter the Crescent's Cradle, the whole place is empty, except for Nexon, Doric, and the rest of like the main kind of staff. And there is an unfamiliar person as well, kind of standing in the center of the tavern. Let me just real quick. Emily, if you would like
Oh, already?
to go on ahead
Oh my gosh.
and introduce your character as soon as we have your camera back on.
I'm gonna make myself hyperventilate.
We were really close to me not being in this room for that.
She stands there stoically.
Yeah. So you all enter the room and see a very tall gemstone dragonborn. And her coloring is unique as well. The base layer of her gemstones are this deep blue sapphire. And for anyone who would be familiar with gemstones, the upper layer is a mystic topaz, which is kind of a variation of like greens and pinks and purples. She has large gemstones that are also psionically kind of floating almost like a halo around her head. Next to her, or in her hand, kind of classic, almost Athena statue pose, is her glaive with the staff itself actually being psionically connected to the blade on the end, and it is coated in gemstones as well, a mix. And with her like armor and weapon, it's apparent that there are gemstones from other types of dragonborn, like crystals and rubies and topaz, sapphire, emeralds. So clearly someone who has probably made some enemies. But she stands there, kind of sizing you all up, but not exactly threatening, just taking in the fact that there is now a large group of people, or a group of people who have entered this space.
How tall?
Height is important, Emily.
Yes. How tall are Dragonborn? I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Let me see here.
They have the similar range to humans, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes a little shorter on the.
I'll
on
say
that end.
6'3".
Yeah.
Dragonborn are taller and heavier than humans, standing well over 6 feet tall and averaging almost 250 pounds.
Ooh.
So you could be well
You
over
could be
6 feet if you
big.
want.
I'll be 6'8". Let's
Yeah!
go.
Rock and
Yeah,
roll.
let's go.
Yeah.
How tall is Quigrim?
7'2".
Oh, okay.
So he walks in and just like almost eye contacts, like.
For the first time in months, Koigrim. Someone almost kind of meets your eye. Nova.
Nova kind of does that little, like, just subtly kind of propping herself up, like suddenly seeing like proper posture, like trying to make herself perfectly eye level, get a little bit closer to close that gap.
Yeah.
Two-
Ducking under the doorway as he has to most of the time. Koigrim just like kind of like locks eyes and then just like.
Hi.
Hi. Good weather we have up here, right?
Very fair. Quite fair. Your existence is a comfort that there are still people who are
It is a
This
warm
tall.
welcome to be told my existence is a comfort. That is very kind. um,
And comfort you will have, my lady, as Nexon kind of like continues this like simpering kind of like introduction that he'd been giving you, explaining like the quarters that you're going to have. As a last bit of this, here is your room key. And if you need anything, just call.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Now go. The staff goes scattering.
Yeah. Nova would turn her attention back to the group, and just kind of have a respectful nod to May and Quinn as well. And then facing Koigrim again. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Nova.
I'm so sorry. My name is Quigrim. It's very nice to meet you.
And he like 2 steps across like the length of the tavern kind of deal, and immediately like hand out for like a good like forearm clasp thing.
Nova, like, well met, like, strong arm clasp to just like yes.
Dylan,
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Hi, I'm Quinn. Nice to meet you. Are you staying here tonight?
I am. Journeyed quite a bit today. Happy to be on land. And yes, I will be here for the evening.
Oh, are you do you have to be joining someone named Minadora?
Why do you ask?
Okay, so a friend of ours is like kind of like a competitor, so to speak.
I believe I know what you're meaning.
Yeah. So I'm just saying we have a similar like. Do you wanna drink some wine?
Roll.
Yeah, let's get wine.
Let's get some wine. Let's get some wine going.
I don't think Minadora would consider herself to have competitors.
That's interesting.
We hear that actually
That's
about
wow.
her.
Yeah,
She doesn't think that.
She doesn't think that. That's interesting.
I would love to
Um,
hear who thinks that they're her rival.
Who knows?
Qui-Gon just like very like obviously like almost looks at Rocky and then he's just like
And Miro at this point kind of like pipes up. She is out and away. Present at present.
At present.
She is
Yes.
currently
Yes.
doing
She's staying at the palace
where she belongs.
where she belongs.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I
And since she's at the
insight check?
palace, we don't have to look after her today. So we went to the festival.
We were at the
Um, as I don't
We had
have Rocky's
drinks.
character sheet, can somebody else roll deception with advantage?
Do you want Quinn to do it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
yeah.
Hey, Mama Goose, welcome in.
Well, we know Rocky's got good charisma.
Is it this good though?
No, it's not as good.
21.
Do I need to roll insight?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Let Demetrius roll.
Demetrius is just like old man sleepy.
Nova, aside from like their weird like choppy speech, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to tell if it's like the drinks or the long day, or it's not totally clear if they're lying or not about anything.
You know, I have some business to attend to while I'm here
Oh.
that could be influential in Minodora's claims. If there's anything relevant, I should know.
You're speaking very tactfully, Quinn. I think you should definitely take this. This is a great opportunity to talk appropriately.
and Qui-Gon is like in a mug again.
Koigram, as you kind of speak up, there is a tap on your shoulder.
Hmm.
It is Nexon, who, with a face kind of like white as snow at all the excitement, a trembling hand hands you a piece of parchment that is sealed with purple wax. Just silently as this
Wait.
conversation is
Wait.
happening.
Please get
Wait.
the smallest piece of paper you can find. It's like a full, like, legal size piece of paper.
The prop work is immaculate.
It's like a bear.
I... all right. Okay. Thank you, Nexa.
Of course.
Uh,
Kind of backs away.
And
and
Qui-Gon
leaves.
kind of like stares into the middle distance for a moment as he just kind of like floats off, thinking about what he's supposed to do with this piece of paper.
Oh, it's like a folded.
Yeah. And then he
Yeah,
comes back
yeah.
and goes,
May, we should talk for a minute.
Okay. May kind of, like, hesitantly, like, drags her gaze away from Nova. And, like, yeah, what is it?
Come with me.
and Qui-Gon will kind of like shamble into the kitchen, where
Just kinda
like
give, like, a squinty look back at Nova.
like a good 25% of the things that are in there right now are his.
Nova
And,
kind of like leans back and is like that squinty look back at Nova. She kind of has like one eyebrow raised, like meeting your gaze.
As this is happening,
Gonna
Quinn is
murder her.
actively pouring a glass for Nova and pushing it over to her and taking a seat at the table.
Nexon
Okay.
has brought you all like a bottle of like blackberry wine. Has not charged you for it, seemingly because of your company. But yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
You know that I'm not great with.
Sure, yeah.
Could you?
No, I
Would
can-
you read?
No, sure, yeah.
I'm also a little. It's harder. They blur.
Right. Yeah, no problem. Sure. And I,
Yeah.
like, look at it.
Sure. So it reads.
Oh man, I love this energy tonight.
Oh my god, dude. The props. It reads, Koigrim,
Pilgrim,
you are hereby summoned
you are hereby summoned
for 9 a.m. of
for 9 a.m.
tomorrow's date
for tomorrow
by Metaxi Namashal of the Ravens.
by Metaxi Namashal of the Ravens, which
Was that the one who knew things about
I-
my people?
I don't remember.
I think that was her.
Have we heard that name?
I believe you did hear.
The Ravens part is very familiar.
So you heard one of the Metaxi referred to as Namashal. She had this kind of like black-brown hair, as opposed to the other moon elves who kind of had like their various pale shades.
Okay, so 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay. Just need to start sobering up now so I don't have a terrible hangover.
What? It's. I mean, it's only like 8:40 or something, so you're fine.
It's
say
like
the exact time.
9:43.
It's 9:43, so you have like
Wait, no, it's the
Yeah.
longest day. It's
it's the
10:02.
longest day. It's 10:02. Okay, so your time is diminishing.
Okay. One more drink and then only water and only bread and things. Okay. Thank you.
Are you okay?
Just very raw, probably because of the fact that he's been drinking. But you see, like, May's very perceptive, and he's not trying to hide it. I think that she would see like his eyes like mist up, and you can tell that he's like fighting tears. He goes,
I miss my people.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find them. You know, we did it for Demetrius twice. Quinn. You didn't meet him, but Baldir, and now Rocky. So you're next on the list.
What about you? Can't we do anything for you?
Well, I'm not really looking for the same thing. But, yeah, maybe. But you come first.
That's very sweet of you. If that changes, tell me.
Sure?
You can keep the. I can't read it anywhere.
Okay. Well, hang on to it.
Should everyone come? Should it? Does it matter?
I mean, if it has to do with what we're doing, we should probably be there.
I think it might.
Yeah, I think it might too. So we
Okay.
can all go
Okay.
and
Yeah. After we retired and left our new friend, maybe we can let. I guess we're just Quinn and Celine. Right. So. It's fine.
he seems to be like noticing that he's thinking too hard about it, and just kind of like nods and like kind of shambles his way out into the tavern.
yeah, she'll just kind of like follow along behind.
Yes, Quinn.
While they're in there, Quinn is going to, with Nova, pouring a glass of wine, just sliding across. So you're friends with Minadora?
I came here with her for business.
Oh, for business. Okay, you guys aren't like friends. You're not like besties or anything like that.
How do you know her rival?
Her rival. Oh, well, her rival barely knows herself.
That puts someone in a difficult position to compete with someone who knows themselves very well.
Oh man, you seem like you're very invested in where Minadora ends up in this whole kind of like, you know what I mean? This like echelon, this like ranking, you know what I mean?
I'm very aware of the issues in politics and the importance of having the right people in the right place.
So is
I
Minadora
am
like,
not familiar with hysteria.
okay.
I will share that with you. I came here to share a truth of an experience with Minadora that would cast her in a favorable light to these people. I have some concerns.
About Minadora?
It's concerning to vouch for someone that you have limited experience with.
I see. So you guys aren't like friends.
We've known each other for we've traveled together for a little bit now.
It's probably been like a couple months, like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Actually, a little longer even, probably like 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
I just can't help but notice that you're using like distancing language and stuff like that when you're referring to her. Which, you know, is not, I mean, obviously no judgment here by any means. We're just kind of friends with somebody who might have a bit of a conflict with Minadora.
Do you think your friendship lets you view them objectively?
View them objectively? No, I don't think you should. I mean,
Like, would they objectively be good to have power in the city, to have influence over the people?
oh boy. Quinn just thinks back to all the things that Rocky has done.
Setting shit on fire.
Lighting
Setting a
her
lot of
hands
shit
on fire in the presence of
Quinn
Metaxi.
just gets that 1,000-yard stare, and it's just like fucking flashbacks to Nam.
Yeah, yes.
She's
What
great.
was the question? She's great.
She's really great. She's just peculiar.
Yeah, she's got quirks.
Like the best ones, like all of us.
Like all of us.
Yeah.
So if I were to say she's a 10, but how would you finish that sentence?
She's a 10, but sometimes
She commits arsony.
sometimes she likes to light things on fire.
But mostly just things that need to be on fire.
Things that need to be on fire.
We all have vices.
We all got vices. What is your vice?
That's not really something to reveal to a stranger.
That's fair. My name's Quinn. My vice is good company and wine.
With that, Nova will kind of reach into her pocket and pull out a little creature, and it is it fits in the size of her hand. It is a pangolin, and it looks a little bit different. It is kind of a like lava embery base and you can kind of feel the heat from it a little bit, but the scales are kind of like magma rock. And she says, "This is Pompeii," and she would be my vice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm in love with her. I'm in love with Pompeii.
Is there any food on the table?
Yeah, there's like breads and cheeses and like apple slices, blackberries, charcuterie.
Okay, Pompeii like hones in immediately on like some of the food on the table and just like that long tongue quick grab towards it.
Okay. I wanna start by saying I am not in any way trying to one up you. This is not a competition. Your Pompeii is a treasure and will be treasured. But I produce DG. So DG's got a little bit of a trick, and that is that.
He does a little dance in the palm of Quinn's hand. And then in common, out loud to you, this rat says, "You are very big."
Nova, her eyes kind of widen as like the rat speaks. And she goes,
Can this be
You are-
when like Corgrim and May walk back in to see
Yeah, sure.
I
yeah,
would love
about.
May's just like fucking dead face, like looking at the rat dancing.
and with that, Nova goes, "You are very talented, but can you make queso?" And Pompeii gets closer to the cheese, and like her heat starts melting the cheese.
She makes queso?
She's always radiating heat. It's great. I've never had cold hands since having her.
What is queso?
Do you want to try it?
Little one, it's cheese, but it's liquid.
You should definitely try it.
He does like one of these with his little rat finger. Oh! That is a very good trick.
Slag has the most smoked queso. It is very much a favorite there. That would be my other vice.
Great.
I like
from-
this shiny one.
So now everyone is friends.
May, you left me alone. You left me alone with a stranger for too long, and now we are friends. We're friends, right? I turn it over.
Yes, we're friends, even if our companions seem to be in competition frequently.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like you're too invested in that.
We are in competition?
No.
No.
Everything's cool. Here.
I have to beat Pompeii?
No.
Don't do that. Do not try that.
With that, Pompeii just like curls up, and literally when she curls up, she just looks like a magma rock, like just solid.
He kind of like goes over and puts a hand onto Pompeii. What happens?
Pompeii's head just like whips up, and there's like a little bit of like not scalding heat, but just like warmth, like when you open a shower
Like a
curtain, you had the shower going and you feel like that warmth.
He goes, "Ooh!" and like scampers, like all like scrambles over a plate, sends some stuff flying, and goes up into Quinn's shirt and into his pocket.
Oh man, he's scared. All right, I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. But
I didn't mean to speak them. I apologize.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's investigative. He's kind of. So I just cast Awaken on him recently, so he's very curious about the world at large.
You gave him consciousness.
Yeah, he wanted it. I asked him a lot of times, and he said he wanted it.
Do you think someone without consciousness can comprehend it to know if that's something they truly want?
Wow, I
Listen,
wonder if
man.
anyone thought about that.
Buddy,
Pilgrim just leans down.
You thought about that, right?
I absolutely thought about that.
No, to May. It was like,
Oh.
You were
Yeah.
the one. You, right?
Gwen didn't ask me if he should awaken the rat.
Would you like some wine, May?
Yeah, no, I'm good, thanks.
Are you good?
It's
So
been a
this
long day.
That's fair.
I'll drink yours.
Is Minadora here?
Make a perception check.
Is
You don't really-
Manadora in this room right now?
Is she with us now? You don't know what Menadora looks like, but as people are starting to filter into the Crescent's Cradle, you don't see Nexon doting on anybody else.
Yeah.
So you get the impression probably not.
We met somebody who told us their name was Minadora.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't want to openly discuss your friend,
it's just not my business to share.
do you feel comfortable sharing anything that you have heard or know on Minadora?
Well, sure. Actually,
Powerful.
we feel like we met somebody named Minadora at the palace a few days ago.
Grace, just for my own clarification, a few days ago, I would have been on the ship with Minadora, right?
Yes. You only
Okay.
just arrived this like early evening.
Okay.
That's kind of where our confusion lies.
What did the person at the palace look like?
I described Minadora.
So, the woman that May knows to actually be named Amwyn, she has like a faded scar over her right eyebrow. She has this kind of pale white hair that she wore in like a half up, half down style. She has a silver chain over her forehead and was very rarely without a smile.
That does not sound like Minadora.
A little more intense.
Fairly intense, yes. Although she almost always has a smile. But
like one of those coy, like, I've got a plan smiles.
you know, in nature, a lot of times things bear teeth as a threat. I don't always trust smiles.
Clever.
He's right, you know. Very right.
Quigrim, maybe that was enough for you.
Mm.
We're large. We can handle a lot.
Well, he has an early meeting.
It'll get processed, but I should, yeah.
And he like scuffles back to the kitchen and comes out with just an entire pitcher of water that he's just like slowly.
Just glug, glug, glug.
I believe we're headed to the palace tomorrow, right?
Right and early.
Right. Early.
Yeah, there is Quigrim was summoned in the morning. 9 o'clock.
Yeah. They sent me a letter.
Is that the small letter you got before?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about your trip to the palace?
Oh, they're lovely. They're nice.
Glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, they're great. Good folks. Make me nervous. Want to impress them.
You don't have to worry about impressing them. They invited you there. They can worry about impressing you. So, my experience with Minadora, she did good things, and she is powerful. But I also see how she had much to gain through her benevolent actions. I will be discussing the good that she did soon, which is why I want to know more about your thoughts on her.
Is it good if it's done for personal gain?
That's the question.
I guess technically we haven't met Minadora, so to speak. So I can only think of one person who would know. And I don't know. He's like kind of like Quinn kind of like rolls his eyes and then looks over at Rocky at Miro.
Yeah.
And just says, I don't know if they're at liberty to discuss any of their memories at the moment.
That's fair. Well, hopefully I'll run into you all at the palace. I will speak my truth as I know it, since it's kind of hoping a little bit of time in this city might give me information for how much I should say or how much to divulge. But from where I stand, all I can do is say what I know. And it is up to the city what they want to do with that information.
You came all the way here just to speak on her behalf.
She did significantly powerful things that saved
Hmm.
more lives than I can count. I did feel a debt to ensure that that was recorded. But like I said, if it was done to secure this position of power, to show what she could do when she no longer needs the approval of the people, what could that power be used for? And then I would feel a guilt for something I could have assisted in naively. But I haven't really heard anything damning. And who's to say that she wouldn't continue to do incredibly powerful things to enrich the lives of Asterians, just as she enriched the lives of people that she had no reason to care about. A leader could be a great leader even if their objective was to be remembered in history as someone who was beloved. I would need something more tangible to dissuade me.
I guess that's a good point. I mean, a person who lives their life, doing good things, even if it is for glory or to be recognized, are still doing good things.
But would she keep doing it without the promise of power?
That's the question. And there's a difference between a good person and a bad one.
And someone who's not in a seat of power and someone who is in a seat of power can be very different. Even a good person can sometimes be tempted. I have seen places where the worst of them end up in power. This seems like a beautiful city. I just want to make sure that I help the right people be in charge of it.
Speaking of good people, what time is it?
I say whatever time it is exactly.
10:34. I should track down our friend and see what's going on with her before it gets too late. I'm gonna go do that.
Okay. Are you going to go do that alone, or do you want somebody to come with you?
Do you want to walk me there?
Sure.
Nova, it was lovely meeting you.
Wonderful meeting you too. Always happy to get some wine and queso together.
Be safe.
I hope it's not the last time we have queso, because that was really good. I wonder if I can use anyway. And she kind of grabs you by the hand, May, and kind of leaves.
I'll poof Fable onto Quinn's shoulder, just in case.
Okay.
We have all the little creatures here tonight.
A host.
Yeah.
So to speak.
A gaggle.
Everyone has a little friend. I should get one.
May, as you're walking with Miro through kind of the streets, I think time is running out. It sounds like Menadora is already at the palace. I know where my mom is, and I think I need to go to her.
Yeah, I think that's probably good.
Once
Do you
I
think-
do, you go ahead.
Is there any chance that Minodora can get it out from under you?
Yes. Unless I go now.
Okay.
If she knows that I'm here, that I'm alive, then it's set in stone, I think. This is kind of unprecedented. But best to just like set us up for success.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll probably be pretty tied up once things get started. Don't leave without.
Saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you can always cast sending to me.
That's true. I can probably get us stones, actually. Probably.
Well, I mean,
That'd be easy. Save some energy.
you know people, so maybe.
Use my connections. But every salt day she goes down to a more like secluded kind of secret beach. And she stays there all night. And I used to go with her. So I would love for you to come, but I think I have to do this alone.
No, of course. Well, it's already a lot, you don't have to introduce me, so.
She kind of like grabs your hand and squeezes. I thought I was going to forget you. I'm glad that I didn't.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay. Everything will be okay, and we'll come back.
She kind of like puts her other hand slowly, shakily, awkwardly, not sure, onto your shoulder and slowly starts to kind of lean in for a hug.
Yeah, we'll kind of slowly, return that.
Okay. In your ear, she says, I will see you soon.
Okay.
If anything needs to be lit on fire, you know where to find me. Or, well, I guess you don't. Just,
No, you're going to a secret beach, so.
yeah, just yell really loud.
We'll
or
find
maybe
you.
get Quinn to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good luck, I
Thanks.
guess.
She kind of
And-
starts to. Oh, sorry.
No, May just kind of trails off. She doesn't have anything to say. She just.
She walks like a block and then kind of stops in her tracks and turns around, eyes on the ground, kind of like quick walking, and walks up to you and just kind of presses a really quick kiss to your cheek. Good night.
Okay, good night.
And hurries off.
I'll stand there until she's kind of out of sight, and then turn around and make her way back.
The rest of you, is there anything else that you wish to discuss before the end of the night?
Wigram has passed out, like on the table.
Quinn is just going to attempt a small talk with Nova for the
Yeah.
until it's bedtime, basically.
Could Nova attempt to like carry Koigram to his room?
Yeah, I mean, make an athletics check.
That's a mountain of man.
22.
Hell yeah.
Yo.
With
That's what
surprising
we like to
ease.
see.
Koigram, some like subconscious is like vaguely aware that you're being hoisted up. For a second, you blink your eyes and see desert sands. And then when you blink them again, you see the wooden floors of the Crescent's Cradle. I apologize, the marble floors of the Crescent's Cradle, as Nova carries you to your room.
Nova, very, very gently, very, very quietly, you just hear Koigram mutter, "Thank you, Agate."
Oh.
The rest of you, is there anything else you wish to discuss before retiring? Okay, so as you're all kind of settling into bed, Quinn,
Oh.
as you're kind of like getting into bed, just Selena's there, just in your windowsill.
Yep.
Kind of like sitting in it. With like her leg up and one leg down.
What's up, buddy?
Hey. Big day.
Yeah.
Demetrius leaving, Rocky leaving, Miro leaving. You know.
Yeah. It's a lot. How are you holding up?
It's not great. That man is pretty much the closest thing to a father figure I've ever had. And, you know, it's, well, it is what it is, and he's made his choice, and that's fine. When we were all worried about Demetrius leaving the first time, you said he can do that. Just with like total acceptance. And how do you do that? How? Because I don't know how to let go of him.
I guess, you know, I am going to be lost to a certain extent without Demetrius as well. You know, I've known him for this long, and I've known him. He saved my ass on more than one occasion. But you know, with a new day comes new problems and new issues, and he's happier here. He was good with us on the road, and he was important to us, but what's most important is him being happy. And it's the same with all of you. If you're not ready for him to go, Celine, there's a lot here for you.
I don't think there's enough here for me. I don't know.
There's somebody who knows what you're going through. there's somebody who's interested and wants to help you. And Demetrius is here, and he's gonna get up to trouble.
He does do that. I just, I
He's the
can't.
close.
There's
Sorry.
there's too much to do. If we stay here, if I stay here, then what? The rest of the world keeps suffering. I don't know. I think I don't ask you enough. I guess I just wanted to see if you were okay.
It hurts, you know. We're losing two dear friends, but they're not lost. You know, we just have roots somewhere else.
Yeah.
You ever see one of those trees that, it like the trunk gets twisted with other plants and just gets kind of like in this big mishmash of plant matter and wood, and it's hard to tell what's vines and what's a trunk and what's
Like the maw and the hand monsters that we fought.
yeah,
But for trees.
but for trees. Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel like that's what we are. We've kind of become this ecosystem, its own like little world, you know? And we have all these branches that reach out into different corners of Terminus, and those are never lost, you know? They're still there. It just takes some time for us to get back to them. That's kind of how I feel about it.
I think that makes sense.
I'm happy that I feel like Demetrius wouldn't be Demetrius without his family. And I want Demetrius to be Demetrius. So as long as he's here, things are as they need to be.
Yeah.
Rocky wasn't Rocky. Rocky was Mirakiba, and what they were in the interim was something else. But this is who they are. And they're here and they're where they need to be. And that's good. They want to be here.
Did you go to school? It's like a scholar, like philosopherly thing to say.
I did, yeah. I'm not trying to sound smart or anything. I just I don't know. I think you know me well enough that I wouldn't lie to you about this. I wouldn't just tell you what would make you feel better.
Yeah.
What do
Thank
you
you.
want to do?
I don't know yet. But There's just a lot to do.
That's putting it lightly.
You can go
It's
to
been a
sleep if you want. I'm just gonna like hang out
Yeah.
here if that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've never felt safer.
I'll keep watch for stray pigeons and other Asterian
Squirrels.
threats.
Cats.
Yeah,
We
jewelry
gotta be
thieves.
we gotta be especially wary of cats. Now that
Right.
yeah.
You can count on me.
Thanks, buddy.
Good night, buddy.
And I just reach out and I hug Celine and I go back to sleep.
Sure. By the time dawn kind of cuts through the windows of all of your rooms, Selena's gone without a trace. The hour is 6 a.m. and the morning is yours.
Miro never came back.
Make a. What is your passive perception?
15.
15. At some time in the night, maybe it was a dream, you swear at some point you felt just like the brush of just the gentlest brush of a kiss at some time in the night. But she did not come back.
Okay. May's gonna get up and go knock on Koigrim's door.
You hear
Oof.
and then his hair is not up in the bun, it's like down and in his face like these little dreads, like just kind of like almost at eye level.
Is it is it time?
Well, I mean it's 6:03, but I just wanted you to be awake. It looks like maybe need some time to get yourself together.
And he like wanders back into the room, leaving the door open, and then comes back. He's still in his like normal people clothes. And he wanders his way. He like goes to pass you and then stops and he goes,
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
and he walks his way downstairs and begins searing assorted meats and cooking up eggs and bread and stuff like that, still kind of half asleep.
Sure. As you're doing that, the kitchen is alight with gossip, as it seems to have been recently in the past
Sure.
day.
Pretty
But
normal.
this time, people are not talking about Minadora. Did you hear about what's going on? The docks. The docks. Did you hear what's going on at the docks? I have no idea where that thing could have come from.
You people ever sleep?
And he's like in the middle of cutting vegetables.
Exciting times call for wakefulness. I haven't slept in 36 hours.
I would recommend it at some point, but in the meantime, tell me what's going on.
There's something down at the docks.
Like a person or a ship or
No
dock,
one really
per se?
knows if it's a person or an object or a threat or like no one knows. It's just everyone says something different. I've heard it's a ghost. I've heard it's a tree that's walking around down there. That can't be right, but there's something going on down at the docks. I don't know.
He like vegetable cutting stops.
I'm telling you, I don't know.
All right, I'm going to finish this and I'll go see for myself before I go to the palace
Yeah,
today.
and like make a drawing or like something. Whatever
Do
you
we
see.
still have some cinnamon roll dough sitting around?
Yeah. Here we prepped this.
Thank you.
And for the
Yes,
next
chef.
hour or so, bleary-eyed, Koigrim cooking, just making polite requests that are met with like ridiculous acquiescence. Yes, chef.
They all
No,
have
chef.
kind of come to regard you as like a guest, like head chef a little bit.
It's
It's
really
at the
sweet.
point where like no one questions. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, get him what he needs.
He's just like,
In my bag, in the inmost pocket, there are 3 pockets side by side. There are 3 spice containers. You want the one that smells like cardamom.
This one, it's paprika.
It's close.
This one.
Yes, that's the one.
Are you okay? You're kind of like can you? What does this say?
he just like this heavy, like shaky sigh of just like, oh no, they're gonna know.
Listen, all I know is that it probably says cardamom.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
It should say cardamom. That's what I asked for when I ordered.
Yeah.
And he just like,
Our next quest is getting Koigrim some fucking readers. And a subscription to fucking Muzzy or whatever that fucking like.
Hooked
give me
on
the, yeah, can I get hooked up on it? Oh,
So yeah, as much time as you want kind of passes. Like, are you? The rest of you kind of hear like a similar gossip, with increasing vagueness and variety.
Okay, I just heard people in the washroom talking about the ghost at the docks.
a ghost at the dock. Didn't Miro go to the docks last night?
Well, they went to a beach, but I mean, also it's 7:23 in the morning. It's not like to the time for a ghost.
You
It
wanna-
wasn't a ghost. Nexon kind of pops up.
Okay,
It was a walking goose. A goose
Okay.
the size of me,
Mm,
talking. That's what I heard on good authority.
Okay.
well, I just want to address that I think most geese can walk, but
But like human-like, with like arms and like long legs.
okay, that's not a goose.
We should probably check this out.
That's just what I heard.
Nova, I'm gonna say that she was in the general vicinity of this.
Yeah, please.
And she's just gonna go, I think I'm tired of hearing rumors and I'm just gonna go see for myself what this is. And she's just gonna start heading that way.
from the kitchen, you hear,
Great idea.
and Koigrim comes out much less tired. Food has been served and everything's ready. The cinnamon rolls have been like boxed properly, and he's just like,
I'm curious.
Do you want some company,
Sure, you all are welcome to join.
May?
Especially if it's a threat.
Yeah, let's go see the goose.
Let's go see the big walking goose.
So you all kind of make your way outside. The morning light is kind of shining through. It's a little bit less chilly today. And you take the gondola down to the docks. This is kind of the area where you found Ophelia. You see a bit of a commotion, with some guards addressing somebody. If Zach, you would like to join us and
Hey.
describe your character.
Oh, hello. I'm playing Goosey McGooserton, Scrooge McDuck, if you will. No. As you all make your way through the crowds and see what is actually at the heart of this congregation, in contrast to Koigram and Nova standing at nearly 7 feet tall, coming in at around 3.5 feet tall,
Let's go.
made what looks like a combination of stone wrapped around with vines and various vegetation. This humanoid quadrupedal-like creature is standing in the middle, trying to desperately explain to the dock workers, to the guards that have come up. Okay, I don't know how many times I've got to say this, guys. I'm just trying. Look, I don't eat, I don't sleep, I don't take up any space. I just, can I please get on the boat? It's, I don't understand the big deal.
Do you know how to sail?
Why does that matter?
How do
I've
you know how
got,
to sail if you don't have any thumbs?
I don't need to sail. I don't need to be one of the sailors, but I just need the transportation. I don't understand how this is. It's such a, like, how is this such a difficult concept, right? Like, I thought,
Just
like,
you?
yes, just me. What? Why would I need more?
I just.
Can we hear all this?
Yeah, very clearly.
Nova and Koigrim heads above the crowd. Koigrim just kind of goes,
Where are you going?
Some kind of creature turns. It's like, I don't know where I'm going, but I saw that there was transportation out here, and I've just been trying to get away. Like, I need to get out. I need to see more of Terminus.
Nova, this ship is familiar to you. This is the Amara. But
Was
they
I
are rapidly
aware he was
scrubbing.
on it?
I'm sorry?
Like, while I was on that ship, was I aware he was on it?
He is not on the ship. He
Okay.
is kind of on the docks asking to get on. But they are scrubbing the paint of the words, the Amara, off of the ship. But this is the ship that you arrived on.
Okay.
Look, I just need to. Look, this is hard to explain. Like, I understand that there's this money and things like that, and like I've been told that this is kind of like the thing that you, in order to get something, you've got to give money. But like,
Yeah, and
I
there's
don't
also
I
a few
don't have
forms to
money,
fill out.
guys. I don't have money, but I don't do it. Like, if you were trying to move a rock from one port to another, you wouldn't charge the rock, right?
Well, I mean, the rock moves itself, so I suppose not.
Well, it doesn't actually move itself, right? Wait, does your rocks here? Do you have rocks here that move themselves?
No, you have to pick up a rock.
Okay, he gets it. There, you have to pick up a rock. Like, you don't even have to pick me up. I move myself. I just need let's call it a 3x3 section of the ship that I can just sit there. I don't, like I said, you don't gotta even feed me. I'm totally fine.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to wrap my head around you.
It's okay. You don't need to wrap your head around it. You just gotta let me on. That's it.
This ship isn't supposed to go anywhere for quite a while, and if you want it to go sooner, there's some forms that you're going to need to fill out up at the palace.
I don't know how to fill out forms. Like you said, I don't have thumbs. I can't even sail. So, like, how am I supposed to fill out a form? My dad never taught me how to do that, okay?
Can't go anywhere.
Is that what you want to hear?
I mean, maybe get some...
I have a shitty father. I have a shit home life. Thanks for bringing it up.
Salt in the wound. You might as well take up some writing classes, I suppose, because the ship can't go anywhere until
So what
somebody
you're
else is able
telling
to
me
use it.
is that this ship is going to be docked long enough for me to learn a language to write?
Long enough for the next group of Metaxi candidates to leave, and who knows when that will be.
Is there a second ship I could get on?
He kind of like looks around. There's a couple tiny little like dinghies, things that are not meant for the deep water, but I mean, technically yes, but I don't know how much good they do you.
Okay. Hi. We are leaving soon. If you need to go somewhere, we can take you.
I just didn't want to volunteer your services, mate, because it's you who is gonna be, you know what I'm gonna say.
I was literally about to volunteer your services, May. I'm glad you said something.
Okay, so you all are leaving soon. Are you taking a ship or like
Just
getting out of here?
No,
So-
probably we're going to just teleport. Magic.
What?
Okay. It's
I was confused at first too, my friend. It's absolutely okay. It's perfectly safe.
I don't know what that word teleport? What does that word mean?
It's not like 100% safe.
So-
I mean,
It's like you're in one place and
wait,
then
it's
you're
not?
very suddenly in another place.
it's not
because of
100%.
magic.
You didn't say that. I thought.
Oh, okay.
You want me to tell
Okay.
you when something isn't safe?
You know what? That's a really great point. I don't think so. I think I trust you, actually. I think I'm
Okay.
not. Never
I
mind.
mean, it was either come here or stay on Mo with the vampires. So
No.
Look, I'm not trying to interrupt here or intrude, but like I was just trying to get out of here. If this is gonna be inconvenient for you, look, I'm not trying to step on any toes here or anything like that.
Not at all.
No,
No
we're going to
toes.
leave.
No toes being stepped on. I believe we have.
Okay.
I think we got the capacity to bring another person with us. don't we?
So if you do this teleport, if you
Right.
do a teleport, you can take me with you in the teleport.
Yeah.
right.
Okay. I don't have money. Is that going to be a problem? Like it was a problem with this guy.
No. No, we
No.
don't have money either, so it's okay.
Oh, great. Okay, so we can. There's what's the word? Poor. We're all poor together, so we
Yes.
can. We'll teleport and be poor together.
That's
All right.
right.
Thank you, sir. As Rubicon is going to turn and just kind of wave to the. Thank you, sir, for the. Yeah, just turns.
Yep. Okay.
May will approach that same guy though and be like, I do have a question. Why are they changing the name of the ship?
They kind of change it periodically. Metaxi candidates are responsible for finding their own transportation back to Unda,
Okay.
and the ships that they arrive back on are often used to help other Metaxi candidates depart. It's just kind of a fun little thing that we do to keep it fresh.
Okay. Okay. Just curious. Okay. Well,
Weird day.
Quigrim, we should probably head back for your appointment.
Oh, yeah. What time is it?
It's 8:24.
Oh gosh.
And he like literally like sprints to the gondola.
I mean, the gondola is a set speed, so you're fine.
He's already gone, but you'll get there, and he'll be like,
It doesn't go for another couple minutes.
No, but your appointment was also at 9 a.m.
So we have same appointment, same place. I will continue traveling with the group.
As you all kind of start to make your way towards the palace, let's take a bio break. Let's take a little break for bio.
"All right,
A little bio break.
Water yourself.
We'll boom boom break.
Pee yourself. Don't pee yourself.
Get the shot.
Pee. Do we want to just jump right back into it?
Let's jump
I-
back to it.
I'm
I
sorry,
could
Chris,
be
I didn't
con-
understand your accent.
I
Right.
could be
Sorry.
convinced to jump."
Let me just get back into my native tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why don't we just jump into it?
Oh, yeah.
Just
Okay,
jump
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Just jump
absolutely.
into it.
Yeah, I can jump.
Let's just jump.
Jump into it.
Jump into it. So you all
Jump.
head for the Asterian Palace,
The palace.
pretty much.
On,
Wrong one.
on the gondola ride, like May to Rubicon.
What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Rubicon. Yeah, and you see also as we get onto the gondola, Rubicon's kind of like gingerly kind of walking onto it because he's not so sure because like despite his smaller stature,
The
it
whole
would appear
gondola
he-
is like
it shifts. You see Rubicon quickly like
Oh.
shift to the center of the gondola to try
Hold
to
on.
equally
We can-
distribute.
Nova, come here. And we like go to the opposite side and it balances out.
Is,
Okay, yeah,
is there like a weight? Is there like a weight limit on these things, or no offense to any present parties?
Look, I'm made
I'm
of stone.
deeply
It's
offended.
okay.
Oh,
I can't believe you would just call me fat.
that's not at all what I said. First off,
Oh, is that
I
what's
just
happening?
met you,
Oh.
and I'm a lady. That was very
oh my god.
offensive.
Wait,
deeply insensitive.
Yeah, so what are you?
So, oh, well, that's a good question that
Mine
I'm
immediately stops.
not really sure. I actually would probably ask you all. This voice is gonna ruin my throat.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that, but I
Oh,
love
don't
it.
know.
buddy.
Do you
Oh,
have
what-
water somewhere nearby?
What have you all seen me before, like or a version of me or anything
Nope.
like me before?
Nope.
Not at all. Brand new.
Okay, cool, great. Yeah, well, if you can't tell, I don't know. I just am me.
Nova,
Wow.
make a intelligence check. Just a general
What-
intelligence check.
When did you start?
Yeah,
You
how
know,
long have you been?
Yeah. Well, my little brother or big brother, well, little big. I'm not sure how it works exactly.
Is he smaller than you but older than you?
Yeah, he's smaller than me, but technically, I think older than me. He found me, in a cave actually. So he tells me, about a year ago, give or take. At this point,
Okay, well that tracks with everything.
why does that track?
May will spend like if nobody else says anything, May will spend the whole time explaining Moonfall and all the shit that's been happening since then.
The
Rubicon's
concept
like,
of celestial bodies
yeah.
and
That I guess that. I mean, I hope you all know. I didn't cause Moonfall or anything like that. Like that's
none
well.
of us thought that.
I don't
Sort of.
think I did it.
For about half a second, I genuinely believed that maybe you were the thing that fell, but since you
no,
were found in a cave, I think not.
I'm not that great, not that cool.
Well, if a meteor hits the side of a mountain hard enough, it could make a cave, right?
Okay, but it fell into the sea.
Oh yeah, I wasn't in the sea. No, I actually fell just outside of Sonnet.
I'm speaking in hypothetical. Oh, so you're like local?
Yeah. Are you all not local?
No.
Oh, we're from
Oh,
up north, actually.
well,
Yes,
Yeah.
north
What-
of here.
Yeah,
What
but
part of
it's
yeah.
from
north?
somewhere else.
Most everything is north of here, though.
Okay. That's confusing, but okay, sure, okay.
You're at like man. So you're at like the most southern you could be in Terminus right now. That's been discovered. I don't know. There might be stuff that's even more south, but we haven't found that yet.
Oh, is that where I landed? I saw it when I was when I came here. I saw Terminus, most of it at least, a good chunk of it. I don't want to say most because I don't really know. I don't know how big this place is.
Like while you were falling?
Yeah. I was falling.
So you did fall.
Yeah.
Like a year ago.
Yeah.
And you saw like, the inky black, and then also an orb?
Yeah, it started off really small. And then it was like growing, and then it was like, oh, Terminus, like expanded out in front of me. And I was getting closer, and then
Okay.
why are you all looking at me like that?
So, so you
Sometimes
remember us a minute ago when I said you were for sure not
No, I didn't. My dad told me about that. I didn't do that.
Right. May, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there only one rock to fall?
Well, I mean, there was like only one main one.
The moon.
Well, you know,
It wasn't the moon.
It
I'm
wasn't the
gonna
real
throw
moon.
this out here. I'm not a moon.
Right.
I'm not from the moon.
Well, you would.
At least I don't.
If you were like
Wait.
orbiting something, you would be a moon.
To
Well-
Nova. Just to be clear, like you're from Terminus, right?
I'm from Slag.
Okay.
And Nova, as you're kind of looking at Rubicon, you kind of glean enough to know what he isn't. You've seen your fair share of Warforged around Slag. Doesn't
Okay.
look like any of those.
Okay.
I love like all of this bullshit, and then like May and Nova, you're from Terminus, right? Yeah, I'm from Slag.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just also very deadpan back to me.
Yeah.
Like he's not a
Yeah.
Warforged. I've never seen anything like him.
Slag is
If
the
it makes you feel any better, I haven't seen any more of me either. So,
Slag
I'm
is
looking.
the Dragonborn city, right? Like on
Yeah.
the south side of that, like
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
By Moonfall.
Yeah, it's not like super far away.
Cool.
Okay.
I feel like there's a weird air between us now because you all are looking at me like I'm
Well,
something else, and I'm not. But
you were told about Moonfall. You said your dad told you about Moonfall.
yeah,
Yeah,
my dad. told me
that was
about
kind of like one of the biggest events in our world's history. So like, we are and
Right, sounds like there was Moonfall was the biggest recent event from what my dad told me at least. Like, there was other stuff. There was like
generational.
there's like what devils, demons came into the world apparently.
There was a
like
whole thing about demons. Yeah.
yeah. So like honestly, by comparison, it seems like Moonfall's not really that big of a deal.
Well,
It was a pretty big deal.
I don't know.
It might be part
I
of the
wasn't
reason-
here for it, so
It might be part of the reason you're able to be here.
yeah. Possibly. I don't know why I'm here. Well, I kind of know why I'm here, but not really.
Why do you think you're here?
So I talked to Dad about this. People apparently they feel like they've got a purpose in life, right? Like there's some people that are like they play music, or some people they fight, or some people build. My purpose was to come here and make Terminus beautiful. Make Terminus full of life and wonder. And if there was stuff there, like I would make it so much better, and I would watch over it, and I would protect it, and I would do everything I could. And I just you don't really have someone tell you that.
What does your
You just
father
kind of
look
feel
like?
it. and that's kind of how I am.
What does your father look like?
Oh, he's about my height, maybe a little shorter. He's a gnome.
Huh.
You don't happen to know the Steelhelm family, do you?
We're not from here.
Oh,
No.
oh,
From
okay.
Under.
Sorry, I just
Okay.
what you were saying is very similar to some things that I heard from another individual. Trying to spread beauty and nature and things. So, was just curious
What,
if there was any.
You've heard this story before from someone else?
I vaguely. It may be nothing. It might not be related at all. I just well, I kind of serve an individual known as the Lord of Flowers, and his whole thing is to spread,
Right.
vegetation and groves and beautiful nature and that sort of thing. So,
Oh,
and to
okay.
provide stewardship over the places where this is
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. So, like,
So
this
I like
flower
to
lord, like, yeah, he sounds. We're on the same page.
Yes, I think so. That sounds very yes, sure.
That's cool. That's just great. Plus, it's really cool. You guys, I mean, you got a dragon too. Like, it's nice to meet a dragon too. Like, that's really cool. Like, I've heard a lot about you, but I've never met
Actually,
one in person.
she's a dragonborn. They're not necessarily.
Yeah.
It's a different.
Born, yeah, dragon. She was born a dragon.
They don't have me either. I'm here accompanying them at this moment.
Just we're going to the same place.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's not
Oh, okay.
Your definition of making the world beautiful with nature.
Yeah.
That nature alongside society, alongside people.
I don't know. This people and society, as you call it. My dad called it that too. I don't really know about that. I don't know what this is new to me.
Would you see this city, for instance, that we're in, as a hindrance or obstacle for nature to grow and flourish?
Oh, I as far as I can tell, it's not a hindrance. I mean, it's different. It's not created naturally, but the people that built it were. So in a way, it's kind of created naturally. It's kind of like, have you ever seen ants? Like, do you know what ants are? They're these cool little things that are in the ground, and
we know what they are.
yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then, if you've ever seen they're called ant hills, and they're like these little structures on the ground, and they don't occur naturally, but the ants make them. But the ants are naturally occurring. So ant hills are kind of like a part of nature. So I think it's kind of like your cities are a part of nature, even though you might not consider them that way. I don't know. People get weird about city stuff. People get weird about me being in the city. It's
I
weird.
appreciate that explanation. I was just curious about your perspective is all. I appreciate you sharing.
Oh yeah, if you all want to know anything, like I'm an open book. I don't really. Okay, so my brother, he says there's people have secrets, but I don't really have secrets. Well, I guess I have secrets because there's stuff I don't know. But is that a secret if you don't know it?
No, a secret.
To you.
I think a secret is specifically a thing that you know that you don't tell somebody.
Okay, then I don't have secrets.
Well, you've only been around a year, so give it some time.
Where were you before you were on Terminus?
I don't know. I think I was. Wait, what did he say? I wasn't born yet.
Okay.
I wasn't born. Okay, so Dad got weird about this when I asked him, and so I don't exactly know what being born means or the processes involved in that. But I do know that people like you all were born, right? Like there was you were in what did he say? You were in your mother's tummies, right?
Oh boy.
You know,
Yeah.
why don't you
what?
just go ahead and get DG out, and we can, cover all the bases for everyone involved.
I guess yeah. I guess we should just hammer this out real quick.
No, Quinn, whatever.
I feel like things got weird quick. Did I say something?
Trying to explain being born to someone is,
Being born's
Is it-
different amongst different species as well.
yes. In many
Oh,
cases,
okay.
though, it involves the work of two people. And that process is quite embarrassing to some people. So
Oh boy.
Why is it embarrassing? What's embarrassing about it?
it's just a little gross.
Oh, look, we are, we are arriving. Great.
As you all kind of approach the steps of the council building, it does seem busier than usual. There's kind of people rushing around. There's like a flood of gossip just kind of everywhere you turn your attention. And as you walk inside, the same woman who introduced herself as Menadora is standing there. And she appears to have been kind of like waiting for you. Oh, yes. Is this everyone? Oh, and Lady Nova, you've arrived as well. Perfect. I see you all have gotten acquainted. Well, I suppose there should be no delay. Right this way, please. And she kind of like leads you through the series of hallways into, yeah, please.
I needed. I forgot to mention it, but
Yes.
Koigram fully intended to stop back by the tavern to grab all of the goodies.
Yes.
And then
You arrive goodies in hand.
so I have like a stack of like boxes, little thin paper boxes of goodies.
Wonderful. Yeah. So you all kind of arrive in the throne room, more or less. Just gonna put us on the Everbeam chamber just for fun. And you see there all of the Metaxi gathered. And Menadora, Nova, you recognize is standing there. She has kind of some light, like permanent redness that kind of creeps up her jaw to her mouth. And she has this very, very pale white hair that's kind of like shorn at her jawline. She's dressed very like, as opposed to the flowing robes that you've seen from kind of everyone else who lives here, she's wearing more like tight, kind of practical clothing. And she is speaking to one of the Metaxi. Notably, the Moon Queen and Mirokita are absent. And she appears to be engaged in like very intense conversation. Jamashal, this is a mistake. No one in this city or on this council, for that matter, has a better understanding of evocation magics than I do. I crossed the world for this. When plague ravaged our people, the thought of sitting on your council kept my spirit aflame. I have lived and faced death for this. And he kind of responds, like, hands kind of out. Menadora, you have exceeded all expectations in your training. No one amongst the council doubts your resolve or your capabilities. But a Metaxi is not simply a powerful mage. We must control our expectations and our emotions. This is the first tenet of divination. And she, growing angrier, I know the tenets. Menadora, I will put this plainly. Countless others do everything that is required of them in the hopes of joining the High Council. The work you have done, though impressive, does not entitle you to join the rank of Metaxi. And frankly, open seat or no, I have objected to your candidacy myself. She kind of goes like white with rage. Her already pale face, just kind of color draining from it. Her fingers flexing. She turns and looks at the other Metaxi, sees Amwyn and Nova. Koigram with his stack of baked goods.
I want Nova to just go and approach her and actually just put one hand on her shoulder.
As you do this, she... and eyes still locked on Jaharo, she kind of continues, just train rolling. You still don't understand. What I have brought you today, it's the key to strengthening our magic. The gems of all Dragonborn can be used to amplify our spells. Go on, tell her, she says, turning to you.
I have no idea what she's talking about. I think that she's very desperate. And I think that she's very upset by some revelations here.
Upset.
And she might do well to go rest somewhere and think about her next words carefully.
She kind of like steps back, eyes still on you.
Oh, no, Nova's like glaring down at her.
There's a world full of powerful mages out there. I don't need you. I don't need any of you. I'll become better than you all. You won't see me from your cushy place here, but I'll make sure you hear about me. She kind of begins moving her hands in a magical kind of lines appearing around her body, and in a blinding flash of white light, she's gone.
How close am I to her? Wait.
I mean, I guess, how close do you need to be?
I think it's 60 feet.
Probably.
She's just teleporting.
Yeah, she's leaving.
Okay, that's fine.
Is there anything like
I wanted
if
to do
Nova
it so
were
bad.
to physically grab her in any way, would that interrupt the teleportation or just cause Nova to be like shifted with her?
You can make an Arcana check to try to figure out.
I am all strength and very little smart.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. I don't want to be yeeted, but I want to. Can I attempt to have, like, as she was kind of like swirling her hands, attempted to like grab and restrain her?
Sure. Make an athletics check.
27.
God damn.
Holy shit.
Unfortunately, you grab her, but there's a moment where she locks eyes with you, bares her teeth, twitches her fingers through the rest of the motion and is gone. Jean-Michel kind of, well, that could have gone better.
Do you know how to trace that? Do you all have the ability to trace magic in any way?
No, but it won't be hard to find out where she's gone. You were her traveling companion, were you not?
I was. And I believe she means great harm to my people.
Another problem. I should have anticipated this. We will do some investigating and do what we can to discover her location. Your people being...
Dragonborn. Specifically Gemstone Dragonborn.
I see. I have a great many questions, but perhaps now is not the time.
I think time could be above the essence. I have seen how powerful she is in combat. I came here to testify of the incredible things she did in Slag, but it is now apparent she had incredibly ulterior motives for her time in Slag.
It would seem so. These are not the actions that we stand for. It is quite unfortunate. I will look into this matter thoroughly myself.
If I can be of any assistance.
Certainly. I appreciate the effort that it must have taken for you to come here, although I wish things were different.
I do too. Obviously, I am not knowledgeable on the ways of magic that you all are, and don't know how to trace her like you all are. I have significant fear that she will be heading back to Slag or any area of great population of Gemstone Dragonborn.
Yes, we will speak with our contacts in the area and place them on high alert. This is set for priority code blue. He kind of whispers to someone, not whispers, but like mutters to somebody who kind of like rushes off into a different room. Yes, I should start to handle this. Your testimony is no longer necessary. The Metaxi seat is now closed. A great many things have happened today. If there is nothing else, I will be going.
No, there is not.
You want a cupcake?
I would love a cupcake. Yes. Do you have chocolate?
Yeah, there's just like the 2 and 2. And there's like a couple. There's like I have 2 boxes. I've now given one of the boxes to May to hold, and then passed one down to Rubicon as well for him to inspect.
He gingerly.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. Hey, Zach, I don't know if you caught on to what was happening, but
Yeah.
Fucking goons.
Just
Rubicon
panto
just
on
takes
me.
it, and you just see the head turn. There's just 2 eyes. There's no mouth. There's nothing to intake the cupcake. Just like
He gingerly kind of takes one and like, without getting any on his fingers, he like places it in his palm. Right. Back to work, I suppose. My colleagues can help you with the rest of your
Yeah.
concerns. I will be on my way.
What time is it?
It is now 9:00. No, it's not 9:12
They're
Cool.
late.
approximately.
Mhm.
Namashal is actually in the room. She has kind of just been
Oh.
like standing arms crossed. All of the Metaxi are there except for the Moon Queen and Mirokita.
Okay.
Namashal is kind of there with her arms crossed and has been watching this whole thing. And when like the action kind of dies down, she is like a tall, kind of raven-haired, kind of brown-black sort of hair, intensely dark eyes, who kind of pushes off the wall. Well, exciting morning. Are you, this is a delicate matter concerning your inquiry. Are we free to speak here, or would you like to speak in private?
Okay, first thing,
Is there? Oh, there's a table. And he like walks over and like sets all the sweets down, and then comes back and
um,
All the other Metaxi kind of like,
now, I think we can speak here freely.
I believe
Oh,
that we have found. Please.
Nova, you're welcome to join us if you please. I've been looking for my people for some time. I live in the mountains north of Nile.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll join you. And Nova is like visibly upset, like specifically like the weapon that's always with her, like it's trembling a bit, like she is very angry, and just kind of like quietly joins you all, more in the background.
We believe that we may have found, well, I believe, it was my work, that we may have found the key to discovering what exactly happened. I believe that it, well, is within you somewhere, buried.
Okay.
There is a way to uncover it, but it is painful, it is dangerous, it is sacred, and many lose their lives to the trial. But if you succeed, you may discover what happened and have a better lead, I suppose.
But what would be demanded? How would I be tested?
My people call it the Weeping Stone. It is a trial reserved for Metaxi candidates. You drink from the water of the stone and journey deep within yourself. You come out changed. For everyone, the trial is different. I have seen it take hours. For some, I have seen it take weeks. It is meant to bring peace and to bring one face to face with their grief, their trauma, their pain, to confront it and to best it. Or rather, to be one with it. I believe in your case, it may uncover something deeply buried.
Really regretting kind of avoiding the feelings by traveling now. Um, well, let's hope it takes the former amount of time and not the latter.
We will see. Your friends are welcome to come with you, though the sight may be upsetting. I leave it up to you all. When you're ready, we will journey to the hills to the north.
Quagrum kind of just looks at everyone. He looks to Nova and Rubicon and just kind of like inclines his head slightly and he says,
I am grateful to know you both, but I do not know you very well. I don't feel comfortable confronting my madness around you yet.
That's okay. I don't know what's going on at
It's okay.
all.
Lots of things that are not physical.
Okay.
That is fair, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Do you want us to be there with you?
He looks at Quinn and May both.
You have both endured horror. I will not ask you to endure it again, but I would be comforted by your presence.
There for you.
You were very gentle, so we couldn't catch you.
I think the mic needs to be closer to your face.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I said
Sorry,
we
buddy.
we can be there for you, Hoikram.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to know what's going on, so.
Will I turn to Nova and Rubicon. Will you guys stay close? I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like we could use the traveling companions.
I
Yeah,
would
that's.
appreciate the company.
I thought honestly you all were just gonna do the teleport, and then I was gonna be on my merry way. But yeah, I mean, take your time. Yeah, Nova, are you good to?
We still got to
around?
figure out plans and stuff like that for ourselves.
Okay,
anyway.
yeah.
We can.
Hey, no worries, man. You go do your journey thing.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
Do you want to do this now, Quakram?
Well, if it can take weeks,
Let's get started.
right.
Okay.
To Nashal, is that the Metaxi's name?
Namashal.
Namashal. Where is the Moon Queen?
She is with her daughter.
Good.
She arrived seemingly out of nowhere last
Seemingly.
night. But
Seemingly.
she has let us know that you all were the ones who delivered her back to us. There's kind of like a warmth that floods her face that wasn't there before. Kind of like barely concealed.
And Mirokita's place in the Metaxi.
It is hers.
That's good.
It is good. We are grateful. It wasn't the same without her.
Well,
But the Moon Queen will want to speak with you, and Miro as well, I'm sure, before you all leave.
But we're doing this stone thing, and then we're coming back, right? So
right.
I think
Maybe-
by the end of
maybe-
this trial you will have earned a royal feast. She wanted to invite you all for dinner. But that's just what I heard.
Sure. I think I'm as ready as I can be.
Then we will be on our way. If there's nothing else, she leads the three of you, while Nova and Rubicon stay behind. Kind of up one gondola and then across a few ridges and then across a second, much lonelier gondola. It's kind of a long trip. But you arrive. And what you see kind of on the top of this mountain is a rock, slick with moisture. And there's kind of like a trickling little tiniest little baby stream. Whoops. Oh no! The tiniest little stream that like kind of trickles from the stone somehow.
Is it like the stone is like sweating?
Yeah, that is what it looks like. I had to... Oh yeah, that is what I meant. Okay, so you guys are all there already. Never mind. Okay. Ignore me. Okay. As Namashal kind of leads you, Koigrim, up to it. When you are experiencing your vision, it's likely that your mind will show you things that are false. It will be up to you to decide what to investigate further, what to push against.
Quigram, before you do this,
Yes.
is there any sort of well, can I light an incense for him?
Certainly, yes.
Do you still have the...
Yeah, and May pulls out and gets going the like Balak area lemongrass incense that smells like Gorgrim's home. You know, sometimes it helps me.
Like with most things, the path forward usually lies behind the road you don't want to go down. And so I shall.
And he does as instructed.
Quinn
Or-
just real quick, just reaches out and says, we'll be here when you need us, buddy. And I'm gonna give Koigrim bardic inspiration.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
You also have your inspiration as well.
Going in locked and loaded. Let's go.
Yeah. So she asks you to either place your hand on the rock and lick your hand, or to lick the rock. Do not drink from the stream.
Eat the rock.
Just a little navel.
A little navel for a little guy.
Yeah, he'll take his hand and just place it on the rock and then lick his fingers.
Okay. She kind of there's a weariness that sets into your bones the second that the liquid kind of passes your lips, and she kind of assists you in like laying down. And you blink slowly once, you blink slowly twice, and you are transported. So, it's a windy day. You trudge through the sands. At your side, Celine walks next to you. Over her shoulders, the fresh kill from your shared hunt. The corpse of your friend Quinn, his empty eyes staring through you. Do you choose to push deeper?
Yes.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Had your bardic inspiration.
And it smells like
We'll
your house.
see.
Mm-hmm.
I will use the bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So,
You fail the save. Would you like to take a point of exhaustion to pass instead?
I would.
You take 1 point of exhaustion.
And you keep the bardic inspiration.
You keep the bardic inspiration. It is not Celine. Agate trudges next to you, carrying a massive sand snake. She turns to face you. I am not her. I'm just here to show you what you can't remember. In the sky around you, massive purple irises and forget-me-nots, large as clouds, drift by. The day is bright, but you squint out at the dunes towards home. Instead of your village, you see a massive hand that covers the whole of the settlement, the color of charcoal, skin writhing with black mold and maggots, just like your vision all those many weeks ago. Do you accept this? Or do you dig deeper?
This is not right.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Easy. The hand collapses into a pile of star lilies, which are promptly blown away by the strong wind. What you do see are unnatural fractures of light, scattering thin slivers of rainbows in all directions. It's like the air around the village has been compressed, locked in a standstill with very slight oil-slick sheen surrounding it. You approach the Perfuola tribelands with Agate beside you. A gust of wind sending whirlwinds of sand spiraling across the dunes around you, but something is wrong. The blankets and the clothes hung out to dry on the edge of the village don't move an inch in the winds. A shape comes into view. It is a massive dragon, its iris, wings flapping to hold her steadily in the air. A rope is tied around her midriff, hanging down the center of the village. In her jaws is the bleeding corpse of your friend May.
It's not true. I did not know them.
Make a wisdom saving throw. With advantage because you nat 20 the last time.
What about another nat 20? Is that good or?
Consider a second nat 20.
I think the rule is that 2 cancel each other out and make a nat 1. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like a double negative.
Yeah, yeah.
I got
No.
you.
Easily. You blink and cut through the vision. It is a massive, flying ship with the figurehead of a woman on the bow, a white cloth tied around her mouth like a gag. Just a figurehead, not a person. Ascending the rope, you see Demetrius. Over his shoulder, is the stiffened body of your sister. Arms frozen slightly in front of her body, as if paused mid-meal. Using magic to hoist up 5 others of your tribe onto the deck of the ship, you see Rocky.
No, Demetrius did not serve on an airship.
Make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Consider a third.
What
Oh
the
my
actual
fucking
fuck?
Holy
What the fuck?
Holy fuck.
Oh my god, dude.
My
Dude.
ass.
Koigram is just like a fucking steel trap up there.
It is not Demetrius. Instead, you see a middle-aged human man with platinum blonde hair, a thin mustache and goatee on his face. He is well-dressed and gazing down at a different woman, not Rocky. The woman you recognize from the Pink Pearl Tavern in Nero as Fallon Aldair, whom you fought with the Soul Seekers. She looks as though she's concentrating on lifting the 5 bodies of your neighbors, all frozen stiff in various positions. She releases the spell once they rise above the deck of the ship, and you don't hear the thud of bodies from here. Agate draws 2 long knives and meets your eyes once, rage searing through them. She drops the sand snake and tears off toward the village. Something, some presence, some warmth, something familiar kind of draws your attention behind you. For the briefest moment, someone tall and green looms a few feet back, but they're gone as soon as you turn around. The scent of fresh wildflowers hangs in your nostrils, however, and on the wind you swear you hear a voice. Breathe in the land. See what the earth sees. What do you do? Do you take off towards Agate or not?
Internally, Koigram has the thought. I cannot simply replay what has already been done. I must see from a new perspective. And staring at the city and staring as Agate walks away from him, he kneels and places his hands on the sand and reaches out.
Give me a wisdom saving throw. With
Is it-
advantage.
Okay.
Do you choose to take a point of exhaustion to succeed?
You also have Bardic Inspiration.
You also have Bardic Inspiration. This is a
I do have
failure.
Bardic Inspiration still. That's right. Because I failed the first one. 21?
With that, the invaders are strong, but you, Agate, are stronger. Your beloved partner fights by your side and at your back as you and Koigram rage through the small streets of your village, carving a path to the city center. You are confident, you are steady. No matter how many they throw at you, you will outlast these tiny humans and take back your people. Until something catches your eye. A pained grunt, a curse in your native tongue, Koigram's blood spilling, a tiny stream spilling through the sand. You kill the last 2 men around you and hoist him up. He can't stand. His eyes blink unseeing. You carry him back the way you came, to the home you built together. You put him in your shared bed. There is a ring you wear. A funny one, a magic one. It makes you disappear. You put it on his finger as his breaths grow shallower. You can do little else. Endure, you whisper, as you turn to dive back into the fray, and as Koigrim vanishes into thin air behind you. For the rest of you, a full day passes. May and Quinn, you can only watch as for the next 8-ish, 9-ish hours, Koigrim wails from a depth of grief that you have not heard from anyone. Back arched, writhing on the ground, appearing in monumental amounts of pain, until at last it fades.
May will just keep using the incense as long as she has it.
Yeah.
Quinn, the entire time, he seems to be reacting as just hand on his shoulder, just with him the whole time.
Koigrim, as quickly as the vision came to you, you blink your eyes and, instead of the desert sky, see the brilliant colors of sunset on the mountaintop. Feel the hand of your friend Quinn on your shoulder. You remember everything.
May, like, hearing that he stopped screaming, like, comes over. Koigrim? Yeah, okay. She'll, like, pull out, like, water.
And just like greedily exhausts the entire thing, and just sets it down and like starts to sit up and just like still like tender height, like his skin is hypersensitive, almost like puts his hand down and almost like shrinks away for a second, and then
You saved me.
What?
You were coming back. From a kill.
You're coming back from a kill? You
Yes.
and Agate?
Yes. Saw my home enveloped in shimmering light. Everything frozen. Fallon,
Yeah.
lifting my people from their homes, putting them into a ship. Somebody, a man, platinum hair, goatee, stood watching. We
May,
went,
like, turns her kind of body away and, like, starts ticking. Okay.
we slaughtered them. We tore through them like they were paper.
Everyone?
So many. But I was not enough. I got hurt. Agate took me to her home. put a ring on my hand.
And he just like looks at the woven stone band on his hand.
And spoke a word. And I was gone. And she left. To save them.
He collapses into some of the most like body rocking sobs you've ever heard from him. Just processing just through the grief. Everything that happened, all the things he'd forgotten.
Namashal kind of has been standing that same like arms crossed kind of position, just observing with her dark eyes. There is a look on her face. It's not sympathy exactly, but there's a softness to it. A flying ship.
The woman on the prowl. Gagged.
This matches descriptions that we've heard. How do you feel?
Resolute.
Good. You will need it.
He forces himself to stand. It's obvious that it's incredibly painful for him. And like almost like uses the stone as like a point to brace, and to a much lesser extent Quinn's shoulder.
Sorry. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh. How long? Please tell me it wasn't weeks.
No, it was.
It was a day.
It was a day.
It was 23 hours and 48 minutes.
We're gonna get some rest, okay?
My birds have not seen the Leviathan since it assaulted Mrolbach most recently, taking a number of people that ranges from 23 to 27 to the north, to the wild magic storms, as we thought. If he is taking and depositing people somewhere, it would be prudent to assume it is there. Go and rest. You've all earned it.
Koigrim doesn't really have the wherewithal to resist his natural tendencies at this point, and will wrap Quinn up in a big, warm hug.
Yeah, buddy. You're good.
He will look at May and hiccup. His brain hiccups slightly, and he acknowledges it and just kind of like directs a hand. Just yeah.
There's like only kind of like halfway present.
Right. And then for Namashal, he disregards entirely and just holds her, and for Quinn and Namashal, he's like shivering, like everything's like twitching and shivering, and he gradually lets go.
It will pass. But
I'm grateful that such a special ritual was offered me.
you were worthy. Let's be on our way. There is work to be done.
He takes his weight off of anybody else and stands up straight and walks. There are moments where he like his knee gives slightly, but he's able to catch and keep walking. But yeah.
Now that you're thinking about it, it is very faded, but there are points where you have noticed some kind of, couldn't remember if it was a birthmark, a scar, just something in your abdomen. It makes a little bit more sense now. While this is all going on, Rubicon and Nova, how have you both spent your day?
So, like, okay, they made a distinction. You're not a dragon, but you're dragon born, which to me doesn't make sense, because if you're born of a dragon, does that not make you a dragon?
Are you familiar with kind of like evolutionary paths?
No.
Are you familiar how like there's
I
wolves?
believe that the world was created by the gods.
Don't do that to me.
I'm sorry.
The flat world.
This is a flat world created by the
You
gods.
saw the Earth was round, Rubicon.
No.
I
So-
saw a big plate heading towards me.
Have you seen like people's pet dogs? And have you seen wolves?
Yeah.
So like dogs are descendants from wolves.
Okay. I
Dragon
mean, I can kind of see that. Yeah.
are, but a dog is not a wolf. They're just they
Okay.
share a lineage. So dragonborns kind of have a line to dragons, but we are quite different.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. If you could be a dragon, would you?
Fuck yeah. Wouldn't you?
I don't know. I've never met a dragon, so I don't know. You're like the first dragon I've ever met, and you're not even really like.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I didn't mean it like that. I more meant like, it's like meeting a dog versus a wolf. You can't really compare, like you said, you can't really compare the two.
Meeting dogs are pretty great. Meeting wolves sometimes ends in death. And I think
Do
that
dragons kill a whole lot?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
You're a rock, so maybe you'd be fine. Do you melt?
I mean, probably. I don't know. That's actually a good question. I've been trying this thing as of late where like I've been able to like I've been getting myself like really hot, and I have melted a little bit, but it hasn't. It's been a little unpleasant, but it's not quite like it hasn't hurt me, right? It's just been kind of unpleasant almost.
With this Nova kind
I'm
of
basically just trying,
Pompeii.
like, I'm trying to get myself hot. Like, I'm just trying to, like, you know, you sometimes got to just work at it and just get yourself
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get there sometimes, but if you keep exploring and keep seeing what filter, you can
Oh, I don't need to explore. I just do the same thing over and over again. I
sometimes you
found
need
that that's usually the best for me.
I can't do this bit. You're so innocent. Like, no, Nova's gonna have Pompeii come out. And I'm gonna say, do you get hot like Pompeii gets hot? And I'm gonna let Pompeii kind of like, if you're cool with it, like walk onto you. Like,
Yeah, as Pompey starts to walk onto Rubicon, you see the stone in his arm start to split apart as flames start to slowly build and engulf like parts of his arm as well. He's like, "Oh, yeah, like this. This is kind of working actually."
that's a little bit more intense than what Pompeii does. And
Oh,
Pompeii's even looking at your flames a bit like, the fuck?
oh, okay. As Rubicon kind of like more or less flexes his stony arm as it like the cracks begin to seal up and the flames kind of cut off.
Yeah. That's really cool that you can do that. That's definitely a really important thing to figure out how to control. It could be
I'm
really
guessing not everyone can do like work with fire and flame like me.
No, you're very
Gotcha. Wow. Okay.
but for you, like looking at Pompeii, her scales are very kind of like a magma rock kind of looking material. Like, and I don't know, in some ways might look somewhat, I don't want to say familiar to you, because it wouldn't be familiar, but maybe the most rock-like living creature you have seen. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
it just says that like Pompeii's been my companion for a long time. We live near a volcano, and she kind of adapted in that environment. So she's kind of part stone and magma and things too. That's why she's safe traveling with me, because if she curls up and with that, Pompeii just kind of like balls, she's just like a rock.
That's actually really cool. I whenever I try to do things like that, I found that my emotions they help fuel that sort of what Pompeii can do. I can start to kind of touch into, but it requires me to be like there's I've got to be in a like bad headspace to get like them, if that makes sense.
It does. It's a cool thing you can do, and there's definitely situations where it would be worthwhile. But in general, like, you gotta protect your headspace too.
Yeah. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I sometimes get afraid that I'm going to hurt someone. I don't want to do that.
Sometimes it's complicated, but I think it's good you don't have the desire to.
Yeah. I like my brother Elric. I really liked when he was happy and he would like laugh, and I would do stuff to make him laugh. It was pretty funny. Uh, I just enjoyed that. Like that made me feel good.
Do you know where your brother is now?
Oh yeah, he's in Sonnet. Like I mean, he's kind of like on the outside of Sonnet. Um, but he and Dad, they're down there. They're doing okay.
Are you wanting to get back to them?
Um, like I kind of do, but it's kind of complicated, right? Like I want to go home and be with them, but at the same time I feel this desire, I guess you could call it, to go out into the world and kind of feel out my own purpose, my own meaning, become who I'm meant to be. At least that's what Dad said. It was kind of like he says like he said something about puberty and that I might be going through something similar. So I think that my puberty is causing me to feel like I need to go out and just experience this Terminus and what it has to offer and find my purpose. And if I'm lucky, puberty will guide me to my purpose.
That is a really unique way of looking at life. But I do think that you kind of have to get out of your hometown to find yourself free of the expectations of others.
Yeah.
And as we're here and we face different encounters, I think you'll learn a lot about yourself, because I think you can do a lot of great things, but you're the only one who can discover your full potential.
Yeah. I don't know. I do know that one thing I have discovered is that I really like I call it sky falling. That's a really fun thing to do.
Do you mean like when you went from outside of the orb into Terminus?
Kind of, yeah, but like
Have you had additional
you go
experiences?
yeah, have you I mean like I just kind of assumed I just kind of assumed because you were part dragon or born of a dragon, you know, like flying around up in the sky. Like do you not fly up
Probably a little bit.
Yeah, so you know when you go up really high and then you stop flying and then you just kind of start falling. And like you feel the wind rushing past it. It's sky falling.
Do you frequently just fly straight up to just plummet to the earth?
I mean, I don't do it daily, but like it's something that I enjoy doing. Have you not? Do you not do that? Do you?
I softly land.
Well, so do I.
How do you softly land? Do you have like a parachute, or do you control your descent in any way?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I just change how I look a little bit.
Could you show me?
Oh, yeah, easily. And you see Rubicon, the stones in his body just basically disintegrate as his body in front of you just like turns into gravel almost. All that's left is this perfectly spherical core with all of these carvings and sort of engravings on them that just emanate this bluish electric light. And for a moment, that's all you see before eventually these pebbles that were originally his body collect around this orb and start to form. And at first, it looks like you start to see the body and outline of this really like large, cute dog before the legs crack and expand outwards off to the side and begin to split as Rubicon turns into what could only be described as a massive fruit bat in front of you. As just this fruit bat's in front of you, just
The other people just in your surroundings, this whole conversation heads have been kind of turned towards you both. At this point, like, silence falls. As everyone is just...
Rubicon naturally tries to continue talking as all you hear is
Nova will manifest some spectral wings and also levitate up to match Rubicon in flight.
as Rubicon is then just going to kind of like start flapping and just kind of like slowly take off and is going to just try to find the most direct path out and is just going to start ascending.
Nova can only fly for about a minute. So she'll fly like in your direction for about 30 seconds. And then she's also going to start strategically figuring out a gentle landing so she does not plummet.
If Rubicon sees you start to descend, he's going to come back down and like fly underneath you.
Is he large enough for me to stand on?
Rubicon is larger than a horse right now.
Oh,
He is literally a massive fruit bat.
Would Rubicon eject to Nova like riding him?
He's beneath you.
Then Nova's gonna ride. Wait, no, that
Go on. Go on.
innocently. There is no phrasing here.
I feel like it's worse if you say innocently.
I know.
Innocently slide inside of
Innocently
Rubicon.
steps on.
innocently straddles that hot puberty experiencing rock bat.
That hot rock.
Rubicon is rock hard right now.
Oh,
Oh, I hate this.
Help.
Nova just plummets to her death, seeing no alternative. No. No. Yeah, if it seems like he's cool with it, then as her wings are kind of fading, then she'll fly with Rubicon.
Yeah. As soon as your wings fade and you kind of like drop down, Rubicon's there to kind of like just catch you. And then he is just going to ascend as far as he can up.
If you plummet from this, I will die.
It'll be fine.
I won't be fine.
It'll be fine. Rubicon's going. So unless you have a way, Rubicon can't talk to you right now, and he's just going to keep climbing up, up, and up.
Shit. I got so many things to look through. Would speak with animals?
I mean, Yeah, right?
This is DM call.
I think so.
Wait. So technically you're in wild shape.
It has been known to be called that, yes.
So would speak with animals work?
I think yeah.
I
I think
literally don't have the answer to that.
I think yes. I think speak with animals would work.
Okay. I'm going to use speak with animals to communicate with Rubicon. I cannot fall from this height and be okay. I need a gentle descent.
Oh, don't worry, I've got us. Don't worry.
I am worried.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. I've done this before.
We are built physically different.
I know we're built to it's fine. Just trust me, right? And Grace, you tell me how high I can physically get up before I hit a threshold of
Fucking
unable.
really high.
You're already above the clouds. The city is
Hell
above
yeah,
the
brother.
clouds.
Really high.
As we get really high, Rubicon will just collapse back down and instantaneously into his form that you've seen him previously. And he'll just look to you and go, "This is the best part." As he's just gonna start free falling back down.
As the two of you begin free falling back down.
So Nova is just clinging on to Rubicon, realizing that clinging onto rock probably isn't even gonna do shit when she lands.
Thanks for joining us for one session.
I was about to say, Zach, did you bring me in just to murder me? Was this
It'd be
all along?
actually hilarious if I did, wouldn't it?
Divorce. Final straw.
Just falling through the air as stone form. Isn't this great?
Nova is terrified. This is not a fun time. And if Rubicon is aware of her at all, is paying attention to her at all, you will see there is genuine fear. You will see she is not happy.
You're not having fun, are you?
I'm going to die.
No, you're not. It's fine. I've got us.
Are you going to turn into something that will prevent me from smashing into the ground?
Yes. We've still got like.
Speaking of the ground, it's fast approaching.
We've got. Okay, about 10 seconds. All right, here we go. As I just once again expand back out into a giant fruit bat. Catching and just like maintaining a bit of a dive to not just like hard stop us, but just to keep us kind of like going down before eventually extending out the wings, doing a bit of a spiral before leveling out and keeping us up above, a safe, healthy several hundred feet above the mountains.
A child on the mountaintop with a lollipop is just jaw open watching this.
Do you not enjoy that sort of thing? I'm getting the sense you don't enjoy that.
If you had clarified with me that you understood my body would not survive that impact and that there was a plan in place for me to not be obliterated by the earth.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna admit, I saw your wings before, like when you lit them out. I thought you could.
I can do it a little bit. A little bit.
Okay, then you just needed to do a little bit for the look, this has been a learning experience for both of us. And We're okay, right? You're okay. You're okay.
I am okay. And actually, if I had known your abilities, I would have actually been more okay. And this is wonderful. This is an incredible experience. That I only have the ability to fly that little bit, and then I can't fly again until I
Oh.
rest up.
You can't fly for more than like I mean,
I'm
like what,
very
like an
limited.
hour or something?
Like a minute. It's very limited.
Wow, you like that's not even flying. That's like a controlled fall.
Yeah, so that's why I was scared.
Okay.
We have now learned a bit about
Okay.
each other.
Yeah, we've learned a bit about each other. Okay.
As the two of
Okay.
you kind of drift off through the sky as sunset falls and everyone begins to reconvene in Asteria, we'll go ahead and end our session there.
Hey,
Welcome in, Emily!
finally.